Hey guys, welcome to this training, how to grow sales through wedding and event planners. Welcome also to my mobile office. I'm up here on top of a mountain in the hinterland, the Sunshine Coast hinterland. Beautiful sunny day. It's very scenic, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about how you're going to grow your sales through this channel. I sort of see it as a standalone channel, wedding and event planners. So I thought I'd keep this short, and I thought I'd just give you some examples. That's going to be the easiest way, just to walk you through some examples of businesses that used me as a supplier, and businesses that I know, wedding and event planning businesses that use tours, activities, and experiences. And then you can sort of relate it to your business. Does that sound cool? Hope so. All right. So what's there to like? Well, plenty. There's, I wouldn't say limitless, but there's a huge number of wedding and event planners in most destinations. Whether you run your experiences on in a remote area or in a big city, there's going to be a lot of people that plan events and plan weddings that you could partner with. They're going to be generally bigger groups. So that's generally going to mean that they're going to be a lot more profitable than other types of bookings or opportunities. Their payment is going to be generally commission free. Generally, it's going to be prepaid, significantly prepaid, either, I would think somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks prior to delivery of service. So there's a lot to like about it. And I guess, if you think about it, there's going to be a lot, probably more opportunities on shoulder in the shoulder season. Okay. So other channels like school groups or university groups or corporate groups are amazing for ironing out seasonality, because they travel midweek and they travel out of season. And they do stuff out of season. This is probably, still going to be more weighted towards weekends and more weighted towards the busy season. But you're probably going to get a lot of weddings and events that'll be planned outside of that peak season, which is going to benefit you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to keep this one short, because a lot of the strategies you'll implement here, we've talked about a lot. The list building strategies, the sourcing of, connection strategies, LinkedIn, search, the outreach strategies. We'll talk a little bit about that, but it's going to be very, very similar. So once you figure out who it is that you could partner with and who could legitimately have a need for what you offer, you're just going to use all the strategies that we've learned through agents, through corporate, through partnerships and collaborations, through hotels, to achieve the same thing through this channel as well. So who's going to work with you? And if you're sort of a bit lost as to where you might start, I think I'll just give you a few examples. That might be a good way to go. All right. So this is a company called The Style Co. And the reason I'm showing you these guys is because they are an event and wedding planner. They're based in Melbourne. And I wanted to show you them because they were responsible for possibly the biggest piece of business I ever did at MPT when I was running my tour company, MPT, Melbourne Private Tours. So once I got this opportunity and we nailed it, and I saw how exciting it was and how profitable it was, then I went out there and looked for other very similar types of opportunities. So these guys, they approached me I think it was around about 2015 or 2016, and they had a wedding group coming in from the US, and they wanted me to organize a whole bunch of end-to-end experiences to complement the wedding. So some of the stuff we did, we created 2 or 3 days of experiences that involved some of our best suppliers, like Microflights, like Global Ballooning. We did some breakout day tours. We took we took some of the party down to Phillip Island for the Penguin Parade one evening. We did a Mornington Peninsula foodies journey for some of the others on one day. So all up, for this one wedding that they were planning, I think we did about 5 or 6 different services. And I can't even remember what it was, but it would have been somewhere in the vicinity of about $20,000 or $30,000. So that was a great piece of business. And once the dust settled, caught our breath, then my team set about finding other types of wedding and event planners that would be able to give us the same opportunities. And we had a lot of success over the next couple of years working with a small selection of Melbourne-based wedding and event planners. So how would you find companies like The Style Co? Well, I sort of reverse engineered this, okay? So let's say you're running a Melbourne-based experience and you punched into Google Event Planner Melbourne, well, they were literally the first company to come up. So the Style Co. So that's the way that and I think this is probably the way that our team sort about growing our network of other types of wedding and event planners was by figuring out how they would have found this company and getting an outreach process in place as well. So what you're going to probably find is that you're not going to appeal to everyone. Some of these wedding and event planners, the response might be, "Oh, look, sorry, we only do lighting or visuals, or it's not our thing," but many will have a legitimate need to organize tours, activities, experiences to complement the events and like the big show, the main event of a greater event, for one of the better way to describe it. Okay, so that was the Style Co that used us. I reckon we probably did 4, maybe 5 different events for them over, a 2-year period, which was great. Here's another example. So this is a company run by a very dear friend of mine, Gemma. That's Gemma there. And that is her Instagram, Official Ibiza Wedding. She's also got the following website, Ibiza Wedding. So I was having a chat with Gemma just a couple of days ago, and I thought this is actually timely. Tell me, because obviously I have watched her business from afar for years, and she's got a really great business. She does events on Ibiza and Formentera. So I had a chat with her, and the gist of it is that she is always looking for and always being approached by suppliers on the island that run tours, activities, experiences. It could be luxury yacht charters. It could be bar crawls, companies that run, bar tours in Ibiza. It could be retreats. It could be sound healing providers, a whole range of things. So anyone who's running really great experiences on Ibiza and Formentera, they go into Gemma's little black book when she's creating her events. So, and I would think that there would be many, many businesses that do incredible business through Official Ibiza Weddings, courtesy of Gemma throughout the year. And she's always receptive to proposals from new suppliers and new experiences. Okay. There's another company. And actually, just again, to reverse engineer it, if I was to be searching for Gemma's business, again, she's come up first. So Wedding Planner Ibiza, that's her company there, ibizawedding.com. All right. There's another tour business owner in my program based on Oahu. They run like vintage car tours, and they do some like snorkeling tours and some waterfall tours as well. So I was having a chat recently with Marcus, and they do a lot of business through Zenju Weddings and Events. So it's one of their best partners, and they are the go-to for Zenju, when they're organizing, like 3, 4, 7-day wedding or events on Oahu. They're organizing end-to-end, airport transfers. They're organizing snorkeling tours. They're organizing a whole bunch of stuff. So that he classes them as one of their top 5 partners. And when I'm talking partners, I'm talking about your Viatours. I'm talking about your other, travel agents, your other corporate partners, things like that. So Zenju Weddings and Events are a massive supporter of Marcus's business. Okay. So again, how would you find them? If you punch event planning Oahu into Google, and let's see if we can find them here. So if we just simply punched in event planning Oahu, Zenju Weddings and Events, there we go. So, there's a lot of these companies in this list here that would have a very strong need for great tours, activities, experiences that you probably run as well. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a few examples about how you would do this. I'm not going to dive into the research strategies that we've been there, we've done that, and I'm sure now you've got some great systems dialed in. As far as the outreach goes, it's not going to be dissimilar. If we come back, and I'll grab my slides here, and we just jump back in here and take a look, and we've got a couple of different types of messages. If you're connecting on LinkedIn with wedding and event planners in your destination, could be something like this. if you are reaching out via message, it could be direct message on Instagram or direct message on Facebook, or it could be email outreach. It could be something you could just use this template to run with it as well. Okay. And of course, what you're doing is getting these contacts into your list so they get on their radar, so that there's an awareness that you're out there. And then we're going to tackle the what to say next to win their business in module 3. So anyway, just a really short training about how to grow your business through wedding and event planners and the opportunities that are out there. Okay. Hopefully that all makes sense. Any questions, I'll be able to tackle those on a support call this week.